All right, guys, so today I'm going to make a quick video about being happy, how to make yourself happy, quick summary as quickly as I can. I'm going to give you the system or the formula or whatever you want to call it, and I'm going to explain it as quickly and as simply as I can. Okay, so if I was going to advise somebody who wasn't very happy on how to be happy, I would say three things that you have to remember. Sort out your thoughts, sort out your feelings, sort out your actions. Okay, so that's basically it. Those three things. Okay, now your thoughts, how we're thinking, basically then determines how you feel, and how you feel then determines how you act, and how you're acting in your life, basically determines the path that you go down in life, and that then impacts your life in a good way or a bad way. That's simply it. Okay, now the first thing, sort out your thoughts. So that sounds really easy, and it is just easy to say and a little bit harder to do, but you've basically got to think positively. Now, as like I say, it's super easy to say, really easy to say, really or less easy to do, unless you're used to doing it, unless you've made it a habit for you. Now, my advice on positive thinking is to focus on everything that's positive, because if you look around, no matter what the situation is, no matter what your situation is, whether you're going through a good patch or a bad patch, or you failed at something, or everything's going well, because we all have ups and downs in life. Some of us have more bad luck than others. It really doesn't make any difference what the situation is or what your situation is, regardless of how bad. It's basically the same system that we have to follow no matter what. Okay, so if you're going to sort out your thoughts, you need to look for the positive in every single situation. And there are always positive thoughts that we can have, positive things that you can pick out of every situation. All you got to do is just look for it. You've got to focus on everything positive in your life. And like I say, they're always available, and they're even available when they're not even there. So basically, if you're looking for the positive, that's always what you're going to see. And that's what you're going to attract. And sometimes, even if something isn't particularly positive, you will flip it to a negative, flick it to a positive from a negative, and you'll just be able to do that every situation. Even if that's a negative situation, you'll be able to flip it, attach a positive meaning to it. Okay, so basically, look for the positive in every situation. Have positive thoughts as much as you can. That will then lead on to feeling positive and feeling happy and feeling energized. And then, like I say, that will then lead you on to do more positive things, and that will then lead on to a good outcome. Okay, so I've given you a bit of an idea on how to sort out the thoughts, but let's say you're in a bad state. You feel like I want to think positively, but I just can't. I'm just, I just feel down. I just, I'm depressed or whatever. I can't think positively. It's impossible. Well, the first thing is to change your state, because we can all be in good states. We can all be in bad states. Happy people can be in bad states. So it's up to you to change that, and we can all change it. All right. So you might not be happy. You might be depressed. Now, if you are, I could probably guess how you look. All right. And we could all do it. So if we were to be told that behind a curtain there is somebody who is depressed, we could probably guess what they look like. All right. So when the curtain is pulled back, we could pretty much guarantee that the person has their head down, their shoulders are slumped, their breathing is kind of shallow. They are looking miserable, facially, and you can pretty much guarantee that those things will be all there. They'll be talking slowly, they'll be moving slowly. Now, if you want to change that, you just need to change everything to the opposite. You need to get your head up. You need to get your shoulders back. You need to get your chest out. You need to walk tall. Maybe put your hands on your hips and stand in kind of like a power pose, if you like, even if it looks stupid. You need to breathe deeply. You need to talk more confidently. You need to just kind of fool your brain into thinking that you're happy and that you're positive, even if you're not. Because even if that's false, your brain won't be able to understand the change. All right, it won't be able to process that it's meant to be depressed, because the two don't fit. All right, you can fool your brain. Now, you try, especially if, let's say you're depressed right now. If you're depressed, stick a massive smile on your face. Stand up tall, get your head up and stick a massive smile on your face. And while you keep that expression, try to be unhappy. Try and be negative. Try and be depressed while you look like that. It's almost impossible. Now, all you're doing is basically fooling your brain into thinking that you're happy. So that's the first thing. If you want to change your thoughts, change your state. Get focusing on positive things. There are positive things all the time that you could see, that you could find if you're looking. If you're looking, they'll be there. Just like if you're looking for the negatives, they'll always be there. Just like I said, you could flip a negative thought into a positive. You can also do it the other way around. So if you're looking for negatives, they'll always be there. Everything positive will suddenly become an obstacle or a reason to not do something. And you can always find the negative if you're looking for that also. So positive thinking is the key. And then you'll be surprised when you start to feel more confident, feel more happy, feel more positive, because you've done that by having more positive thoughts. You will then want to act more positively. The two just go together, or the three go together. And when you start to act more positively, you'll get a better outcome. And that might be, you may start to eat more healthily. You may start to visit the gym. You may start to talk more nicely to your partner or your wife or your husband or your kids or your work colleagues, and you start to develop better relationships. But what you've got to then realize is that because you act a certain way, because you're putting things out into the world that are more positive, you get more positive back. You start to attract more positive things into your life. People start to be nicer to you. You'll start noticing a lot more positive and happy things. And all of a sudden, everything just starts to fall into place. And because you're acting more positively, you'll start to get more momentum. We probably, even the fit, active ones amongst us, can still probably relate to a time when we find it difficult to go to the gym. So it could be like after Christmas. Could be that we've not done so much during the break or whatever, during a Christmas break. And if you've been in that situation, you'll know it's hard to get to the gym. It's hard to get to the gym for anyone, let alone if you haven't done any exercise since you did PE at school and the most you've ever done is run for a bus. If you're in that situation, it's going to be even harder. But it doesn't matter what person you are. If you get to the gym, force yourself to do something. It don't even have to be get to the gym. It could just be do some little exercises at home, press ups, sit ups. It could be some, just body circuits or whatever it might be. And it doesn't have to be that hard. You start stringing a few days together like that, and all of a sudden you get momentum. You get momentum with your positivity. You get momentum with your health. You get momentum with how you feel, and everything becomes a lot easier. And once you've got that momentum, you feel good about yourself. So you can do that in any situation. Like I said, start thinking positively, and you'll feel more positive, and you'll act more positive. You'll attract more positive things into your life. and all of a sudden your life takes a turn. And there will always be bad situations happen in your life. There will be ups and downs, there will be failures, you know, things will go wrong. But when you know 100% that you can deal with it by using this system, this formula, you kind of almost welcome the ups and downs. You kind of know that the downs need to be there to make the ups feel even better. And all of a sudden you have this unbreakable, bulletproof mindset, and there's nothing to worry about ever. And you can be just more and more positive, and it builds and builds, and you get momentum, it builds and it gets stronger and stronger, until in the end you just feel like you just can't be negative even if you try. So that is basically it. Okay, just over 10 minutes. I've given you a summary on happiness, how to be happy, change your thoughts, change your feelings, change your actions. Basically it. All right, hopefully you are enjoying the channel, and if you are, please subscribe, you know, because you might watch these videos time and time again and just not really think to subscribe. So please subscribe, does help. And I'll make another video fairly soon, and see you on the next one. Cheers guys.